Let's see what's going on.
I've come to the realization that there's so many benefits of having me in your life, and that's why I made the decision last night to block all of the men that I've ever spoken to. Because honestly, I feel like if you just get the grace of like me in your presence, you should be kissing the ground that I walk on. Like, I feel like that's not a lot to ask for, and they're not.
See, a lot of women reject good-looking men because they are intimidated by them. See, when you are a man who knows you're attractive, who knows you got your body looking right, who knows you are going somewhere in life, you will have a lot of women disqualify themselves, because women love the men that they can control. Women love the men that they can have power over. They love the men that they can walk all over, because it validates them. But when you're a man who knows you have the value, when you're a man who holds yourself to king standard, you won't be like, nah, I'm good. Because they can't leverage their box. They can't leverage their looks. They can't trick off on you, because you know you're a man who's not going for none of that. See, you're working on yourself. You know where you're going in this life. So you don't allow just any woman to come into your life and knock you off of your pivot. You don't allow just any woman to come into your kingdom and knock you off of your throne. And when a woman knows that she can't have power over you, like she deals with the rest of these average guys that are willing to get down and suck her toes, she will disqualify herself. See, women, they want a handsome face, but they will never know how to maintain a king like you. They will never know how to keep a man like you. And that's why I tell y'all, when you're a man who's taking care of yourself, when you're an attractive man, never let a woman take you out the field. A woman will do anything to try and trap a man like you. She will do anything to try and have...
A lot of niggas that watch this probably don't apply. Like, is this true? I'm sure it is true in some cases. Like, how often is it true? I wouldn't bet on a lot. But a lot of niggas just don't apply to. Like, bitches just don't fuck with you. So, you know, that's most likely what the situation is. You know, he's talking to a very specific group of people. So, you know, niggas, if he, like, yeah, that's why bitches don't fuck with me. I'm just that nigga, you know? I'm just too good, you know? Like, it's not likely the case. Most likely, you know what I mean?
have power over you. When you're a man who's not going for none of that, it's going to be like a competition for her to figure out what she can do to have control over you. This is when it's going to be easiest for her to crack them legs open for you, because she will do anything to try and have power over you. See, they can do this with a lot of guys. They can do this with men who don't get no physical touch at all, with men who are willing to smell their back shot win. They can do this with men. And they can control them. They can use the leverage with their looks and their box on these men. But when you're a man with boundaries, when you hold yourself to a higher standard, they will never be able to come into your life and treat you any kind of way. See, the woman in this video is delusional. She's talking about
Okay, a lot of what he's saying may be true. I just don't have the stamina. Like, I don't have the stamina to be like, yo, bitches is delusional. Like, and a lot of them are. I just don't have the stamina to just. I don't have the stamina. Like, you know, I grew up loving arguing. I love debating, arguing. I love that stuff. This is just like, it's nobody wins. Nobody wins, bruh. Like at the end of it, vaginas is just drying up. I'm not in the business of drying up vaginas. I'm not interested in that. You could smack them in the face with all these good points. At the end of the day, it makes you detestable, and it makes their vaginas dry up, and I'm not interested in that. Like, I read if you ever read Think and Grow Rich, How to Win Friends and Influence People. One of the biggest points in that book for me personally was a mind changed against his will is at its same stance still. And so it basically means that, like, you can technically prove to somebody that they're wrong, but they're still going to think the same way regardless of the logic that you give them. Like, logic is not necessarily the missing factor. And if you want to get somebody to see your viewpoint or change their mind, you have to allow them to see it. Like, you have to make them think that it's their idea based on your questioning. And so you have to ask them certain questions. So what do you think about men who don't, worship the ground you walk on? Well, I don't like that, and you should worship the ground I walk on. And okay. So do you want, like, you know, I don't even know how that line of question would go, but instead of being like, no, this is this and this and this and this, and you're pointing her and you're like frying her in terms of the debate, it's not going to change the way she views things. She has to be coerced into changing her mind, right? Coercion and like charisma and charm. You have to kind of just make shit happen. You gotta just be smooth, and you gotta be slipping through conversations, and you gotta just be elusive in terms of your personality and the way you make her feel. And you gotta take her from one room to the next room, and she think it's like this whole big, you know, you have to give her an experience and shit like that. I just started yapping, honestly, but yeah.
He blocked all this men because any man that is in her presence should be willing to kiss the floor that she walks on. This is delusion at its finest. And you must never ever get caught up in these manipulating tactics that some of these women have out here. You must never allow any woman to just come into your life and suck your energy dry like that. See, when you're a man who's attractive, women will do anything to come into your life and benefit you because they know that they are in the presence of a king. They will do anything to keep you. They know that they can't get another man like you. They know that you can't be cloned. See, women know that you can find another woman just like them. Another woman who could put on.
Yeah, I'm good though. I might upload this though. I feel like I gave it some good whatever, but yeah, I'm going.